Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. So as you've already heard and listened and also saw it on the thumbnail, and also you're seeing it on your screens now, that we are today going to discuss about understanding the UNA USA MUN ROPs. For the Model United Nations, UNA USA ROPs are very important for those runners who are doing it for the first time and want to learn more about it. First of all, who am I to discuss about these? So, an experienced manner finding to help new manners get into this field. I have also acted as the Secretary General for the conference last year, SXS MUN conference, one of the best conferences of North Bengal itself. So, let us begin with the UNA USA ROPs for the month. Today we are going to talk about points. What are the points in the ROPs or the rules of procedures in the committee? The first point which comes up to us is the point of personal privilege. So you must have heard about, if you are reading in a school or college, you must have heard about you wanting to go to the toilet or wanting to go to the washroom, right? What do you tell to your teacher? You tell her, ma'am, may I go to the washroom? Most often the same case happens in case of months. Many cases, conferences, the executive board is very lenient. It allows you to go just by any means, just anyways to the washroom. But for other formal causes, you need to actually ask them. So what does a definition for the point of personal privilege stand? So it says that during the discussion of any matter, a delegate may raise a point of personal privilege, and the chair shall immediately address the point. A point of personal privilege must refer to a matter of personal comfort, safety, and or well-being of the members of the committee. It also may be the well-being, right? So it may be about please turn on the fan, please turn on the AC wherever committee you are in. The chair may refuse to recognize a point of personal privilege if the delegate has not shown proper restraint or decorum. So you need to actually act it by means, that is, you need to actually show it up with your hand. You have to raise your placard to show that you have a point of personal privilege to raise, or if the point is dilatory in nature. So many a times what happens that some manners actually try to act very clever. Other manners, while they are speaking, they try to raise their point of personal privilege so as to actually disturb the other manners from speaking, so that the other manners or other participants are unable to speak. They think they may get points, and in some ways it is true, correct. You may use your cleverness for the same. Moving on to the next point, we have the point of order. So, what does the point of order state? During the discussion of any matter, a delegate may raise a point of order, or the chair shall immediately consider the request. A point of order must relate to the observance of the rules of the committee or the way the chair is exercising his or her power. A very easy way to understand the point of order is that, suppose you are in a committee where you also have the delegate of Pakistan or the delegate of India. Maybe, as you know, that the Indian Prime Minister in actuality is Shri Narendra Modi. So, if the delegate of India comes onto the board to come and say that the Prime Minister of India, Imran Khan, or the Prime Minister of India, Joe Biden, so whenever he finishes his or her statement, whenever he finishes his or her speech, you may raise a point of order with your placard to say that the delegate of India has actually misspelt or actually forgotten the name of his prime minister. How can he even sit for such a conference? How is he eligible for such a conference? So that is how the point of order works. The definition stands to be a bit complex, but it is to be understood in a much simpler manner. A delegate raising a point of order may not speak on the substance of matter under discussion. It may not be on the very agenda, but it may and will be on something spoken by some other delegate. The chair may refuse to recognize a point of order if the delegate has not shown proper restraint. The same thing, you have to show the decorum by raising your placard. So we go on to the next point. The next point stands as the point of information. So after a delegate gives a speech, the delegate yields their time to points of information. One point of information, that is a question, can be raised by other delegates on the floor. So point of information is nothing but how you ask questions. Many people have doubt regarding this, that how can we ask questions in months? It is just with point of information, which are questions. After you finish your statements, you are allowed to ask question to others. Means after others finish their statements, you are ask questions to them. You are allowed to ask questions to them. Points of information are directed to the speaker and allow other delegations to ask questions in relation of speeches and resolution. You may ask the questions on basis of speech, which we will be making another video. You may ask it on the basis of the speech that the person has given or the delegate has given, and or as the agenda or the resolution that he sends to form with that speech. Okay, the next point we move on to is the point of parliamentary inquiry. So what is parliamentary inquiry? For example, you are a very new manner and actually forget these ROPs, you actually forget these rules of procedures. So what can you do at that time? You can raise your placard for the point of parliamentary inquiry so as to actually ask the executive board about what do we do next, such as when do we have the lunch. Even this could be a point of parliamentary inquiry ka question, so that if there is no discussion on the floor, a delegate may raise a point of inquiry to request clarification of the present procedural status, such as if you are unable, if you have just come into the committee after some rush, you may ask the executive board member by raising your placard that executive board what is the status right now, and what are we going to do in the next this minutes or this hours. Okay, so I hope it is very clear to you, and do subscribe to our channel for such content. We'll be coming up with many new ROP parts right after this video. I'll be meeting you in the next one. Do subscribe.